Welcome to Lead Within. I am Chika Osayuba. Our focus today is on the concept of self-regulation. Self-regulation. Emotions are a normal part of our everyday experiences and life. For instance, we feel frustrated when we are stuck in traffic. Haven't you ever felt that? Again, we feel sad when we lose our loved ones. We even get angry when someone lets us down or does something to hurt us or hurt our emotions. We will feel these emotions regularly. And when we do, some people become more hot-tempered than others. More hot-tempered than others. There are also people who feel higher highs and lower lows. And these movements of peaks and valleys begin to affect their lives. See, people who experience strong emotions may find that they are calm one moment and then sad or angry the next. Have you felt that way? Or which one of these do you experience? Why any of us can have times when our emotions go out of control, it spirals out of control. For some others, it happens every time. I mean, every time, a daily occurrence. When our emotions quickly change and you have no control over them, it causes you to do or say things that you will later regret. I have found myself there too. In fact, it may damage relationships, hurt trustworthiness, hurt your standings and reliability in people's eyes. Remember that people are not as forgiving when it comes to emotional errors. I know that. I have seen that. So, you will eventually succeed or fail based on your ability to effectively direct or redirect your emotions to the right source or the right sources if you want to achieve your goals and feel power over your emotions, actions, reactions. Then you have to consider your self-regulation. Self-regulation is a critical skill for people of all ages. Why? It is the ability that helps us to have our emotions in check, make good decisions on the long term, rather than just doing whatever we want at the spur of the moment. Self-regulation is a skill that allows us to manage and master our emotions when we are feeling angry, disappointed, or even worried. Again, self-regulation is not the same as self-control. I want you to get that. Both terms may appear similar, but they are not the same. Why do I say that? Self-regulation seeks to identify and reduce the cause of problems in your mood, your thought, and your behavior. But self-control seeks to prevent or manage such problems only when they arise. In self-control, you battle with a perceived weakness. So you judge yourself. There is this inner critic that keeps judging you for not being able to rein in your emotion, to control yourself, for not being able to put it in check. But with self-regulation, you deal with the acceptance of the fact that this emotion is real. It is not a weakness. And by accepting that it is real, you tap into the power of your vulnerability. By accepting that the emotion is real, but I am not my emotion. As Billie Jean King said, pressure is a positive force. if you can drive it to help you achieve success while you handle it in the right way. This is where self-regulation becomes important, because it gives you the ability to regulate your emotion, your thoughts, your behaviors in a manner that is socially acceptable to all. With self-regulation, these are some of the things that come to pass in your life. You are able to think before acting and not act before thinking. With self-regulation, you are able to cheer yourself up after any form of disappointment. Self-regulation helps you manage upsetting emotions and impulses. Self-regulation helps you to focus on a task and refocus attention on a new task where necessary. Self-regulation helps you to behave in ways that assist you to get along with people. Get along with others. Self-regulation helps you to act in a way that agrees with your best values and beliefs. Self-regulation helps you to build your strength when unfortunate events happen that are outside your control. And some of these will happen over the course of your life. Self-regulation helps you to identify, master your impulses. Impulses are the things that trigger your emotion. I like this. Self-regulation helps you to calm down after something exciting or upsetting had happened around you. Self-regulation helps you to manage your reactions to strong emotions like frustration, excitement, anger, and even embarrassment. Self-regulation helps you to respond to challenges that affect your feelings instead of reacting to them. When you lack self-regulation, you lack experience. Why? Because without self-regulation, you will have difficulty in building and maintaining healthy relationships. You will also manifest self-destructive behaviors, attitudes, and habits. Without self-regulation, you become hypersensitive, reading meaning into everything. Without self-regulation, there will be frequent emotional breakdowns and temper tantrums. You will manifest outbursts of emotions that are displaced and disorderly towards yourself and even towards people. And some of these may cause harm. Self-regulation is your ability to respond to situations and not react to your feelings and the things that may be happening around you. There is a difference between responding and reacting. A response is a slow, wisely thought out way in which you choose to address a situation, a circumstance, or even an unexpected situation. Whereas a reaction is an unplanned outburst, what you do without thinking about it. Therefore, a reaction is naturally driven by your emotion, but a response is driven by sense and by thinking. So, strengthening your ability for self-regulation helps you to ensure that your response is positive and in an effective manner. According to Bell, and I quote, "Someone who has good emotional self-regulation has the ability to keep their emotions in check." Why? They can resist impulsive behaviors that might worsen their situation. And they can even cheer themselves up when they are feeling down. Self-regulation gives you this ability to have a flexible range of emotional and behavioral responses that are well matched to the desires and the demands of your environment at that time. As I wrap up, what was it that really made you mad? Did you respond or you reacted? This is why I decided to take self-regulation seriously. Many years ago, I'm a pastor. I came out of church after a worship service and I saw my wife crying. I tried to find out from her what was making her cry. She didn't tell me. But I found her friend who told me exactly what had happened. One of the pastors serving under me had used unprintable languages on her and on me. That pastor had spoken so much that broke my wife down. When I heard it, my emotion was stirred up. I went into my office, took my office key. I wanted to get into my car to drive off to that pastor's house. But thank God for my associate pastor, George Imaswa, who stood in front of my car and refused that I wasn't going to go anywhere. The more I tried to maneuver my car out of his space, the more he moved. So I got frustrated, got out of my car and walked home. I left the car in church. But by hindsight, George taught me emotional regulation, behavioral regulation, and how to regulate myself when unexpected things happen. Listen, if you don't regulate your emotion, you will become a pawn in people's hands. That is why you have to lead and lead within. Thank you.